Anyways, this video is going to be about my diet. Since I got out of the hospital, I've been on a new strict diet, and as most of you already know, I was already on a strict celiac diet, but now I'm on a strict celiac and pancreatic diet. So, I wrote down some notes in my little new skeleton notebook, I got this for Halloween also. If you can't tell, Halloween's my favorite holiday. I never shut up about it. From mid-September, it literally hit September 15th, and I started decorating my house. I was ready to go by like the 18th. Everything's ready. I'm ready for Halloween. I have my costumes planned out. I have my looks planned out. Got everything going. So this is going to be the first video of the Halloween season. However, it's not going to be a Halloween video. I'm just really dying to be in spooky season. So that's what this is. Okay. So first I'm going to start by reading you what pancreatitis is, and then I'm going to go into foods I can and can't have, and what I'm supposed to have, what I'm not, some of my favorite foods. It shouldn't be that long of a video, but you know me, I'm really good at dragging things out way longer than they need be. So, here we go. Pancreatitis is a disease where the pancreas becomes inflamed. That's it. And common causes are excessive alcohol use and gallstones. Also, in rare cases, it can be caused by autoimmune problems, which is what mine was caused by. If you know anything about me, you know I don't drink. I don't like to drink. I never have. It's always made me sick. And I didn't have gallstones. So, it was my autoimmune stuff that caused it. Treatment, which I think I've told you a little bit about in my last video about the hospital, but treatment for pancreatitis is IV fluids, a liquid diet, strict liquid diet, pain medication, through IV, and pancreatic enzymes. In severe cases, you may require an NG tube that goes through your nose into your stomach that they use to drain your stomach, because anything on your stomach when you're sick with pancreatitis will make you sick. Will make you sicker. It'll make you in a lot of pain. And I was at that point. I was bad enough off that I had to get an NG tube, and let me tell you, if you've never had one, you never want one. Some more notes here. Things you should do when you have pancreatitis. You should limit your daily intake of fat to 15 to 20 grams. The typical intake for someone on a low-fat diet is 44 grams. That's just perspective for you. I personally try to limit my fat to 25 grams a day or less, no more than 5 grams a meal if I can help it. And you're supposed to eat small meals and snacks. You're supposed to eat 6 different meals a day with snacks. To put in perspective how much 25 grams of fat is, if you got one of those snack size bags of chips from Walmart that's like, say, Doritos, that would be my daily intake, my entire daily intake. I couldn't eat anything else for the rest of the day. So that kind of puts it in perspective for you. I also made a list of foods I can't have versus foods I can have. And I don't know if I'll read the can have list, because I also have a list of my favorite foods, which I'll probably just read instead. But I do have a list of foods I can't have, just to get more, let you know more about it and tell you like what I'm dealing with, like, because the main question I get when we're out is, you can't have this, you can't have this, well can you have this, well can you have this, what about this, are you sure you can't have this, have you tried this? And yes, I have. Yes, it made me sick. No, I can't have that. And yes, I'm sure. So, here's a list of foods I definitely at all costs cannot have, or I will be sick and back in the hospital. Red meat, pork, lamb, duck, cheese, oils, butter, cream, whole milk, egg yolks, nuts, peanut butter, Cool Whip, coconut, avocados, mayo, salad dressings, ice cream, chips, processed foods, fried foods, coffee, caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, and chocolate. So now you're probably like, well, what's left? So I'll go ahead and tell you what I can't have. I can have fish, seafood, skinless poultry like chicken or turkey. I can have egg whites. I can have beans. I can have veggies. I can have fruits. Minus avocado and coconut. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say right here, I do eat avocado. I eat it with my sushi. And That's pretty much the only time I allow myself to have avocado, but it's not enough to make me sick, and it hasn't been yet, so fingers crossed. I can't have grains, like pasta and wheat and stuff, but whole grains are really good for people with pancreatitis. They can have that too. So if you don't have celiac, you can have that. Now, I'm going to go back through the foods that I can't have and tell you which ones they make alternatives for that are fat-free. So, in this list, they make low-fat butter. I use 1 tablespoon of low-fat butter per meal if I need to, which I really try not to. I drink almond milk or soy milk. I get the substitute at Starbucks. They make low-fat Cool Whip. They make fat-free mayo and fat-free salad dressings. There's this certain type of ice cream called Arctic Zero, I think is what it's called, and they make a few different kinds of ice cream that's gluten-free, low in calories, like basically fat-free. I think it's like got 0.5 grams of fat in 1 pint or something crazy like that. So I like Arctic Zero ice cream. It doesn't taste like ice cream, don't let me fool you, it really doesn't. It tastes like a slushie that's flavored like ice cream, but if you're craving ice cream and that's all you can have, it works. And other than that, no caffeine, no alcohol, no coffee. And the coffee thing is strict, and that was the hardest thing for me going on this diet is coffee. I drink coffee every day. I drink it multiple times a day, or I did. My favorite part of the day would be waking up and making a giant glass of coffee, cup of coffee, which, you know, probably is why I was so sick a lot of the time. But I drink a lot of coffee, and now I can't have any coffee at all. Like, none. I've tried instant. Nope, can't have it. I've tried decaf. Can't have it. I've tried regular in small portions. Can't have it. It all makes me sick. It all makes my stomach feel like it's dying. I can't do it. And as far as caffeine goes, I have found that I can tolerate the amount of caffeine that's in like a Gold Peak sweet tea, or a sweet tea in general, like a Lipton sweet tea if I make it myself. But I have to be very like mindful of the amount of caffeine in things. Like, I drank a root beer the other day because I thought it was a caffeine-free root beer. It was not a caffeine-free root beer, and I was sick. So that's what it. But if you're like me and you're a soda fiend and you have to have soda at least once a day, because I haven't been able to kick the habit, even though I can't have caffeine. I drink Sprite, I drink A&W, and I drink mug root beer. So a lot of people will, whenever I tell them these things, they sit there and they're like, well, how do you eat anything? How do you do anything? How, like, you must be miserable. I would be so depressed. I would be so upset. I would feel like I couldn't do anything or couldn't have anything that I liked. And you're not wrong. I feel like that a lot of the time, and I did for probably the first 2.5 months. Coming out of the hospital, I would cry a lot whenever it would become mealtime, and still sometimes if I sit down at a restaurant with people and they're ordering something really good and I'm sitting there looking at the menu trying to figure out if I can even have a salad if I have my own dressing, I get teary-eyed. I tear up. I get upset about it, you know, because it's still relatively new to me, and I'm used to being the person that has to be difficult with their diet, having been celiac for like 4 years now, but I'm not used to being the person that can't have anything on the menu and has to always make a special order no matter what it is. Even if it's a vegetable, I have to make sure they don't put butter in it. So it's a change, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting better at it. I don't cry as often. I rarely cry over food anymore, honestly. I don't miss very many foods. Most things I found substitutes or alternatives for that will satisfy me the same way, if not more. So it's not that bad. You'll get through it. If you're going through this, my one thing to you, I'm sending you my vibes, you'll get through it. You'll learn what you can have, you'll learn what you love, and you'll stick to those. And everything else you'll eventually not even care about. Now I'm gonna tell you some of my favorite foods. If you made it to the end of this video, you deserve to know some cheat foods that I eat. I eat a lot of cheat foods. Let's be real. I eat these on a regular basis, but I consider them my cheat foods. Some of them have a little bit more fat than I'm supposed to have in one meal, but I let it slide because it's my favorite food and it's still under my daily intake, so I get away with it. sushi and gluten-free soy sauce. Hands down. Favorite food. I would eat sushi and gluten-free soy sauce every day if I could. And now you can't get cooked sushi if you're like me. You can't get tempura style if you're like me. But you can get raw rolls and like vegetable rolls and use your own soy sauce, and it's just as good. And the edamame is fire. So Lima beans. I eat my weight in Lima beans I probably eat one of those big family-sized frozen bags of Lima beans every 2 weeks, which is a lot for one person, but I love Lima beans. I don't know why. Sweet potato patties. I just recently found these in the Walmart section, and they're like the perfect dessert after I eat. I just pop them in the oven and cover them in cinnamon sugar and then put the fat-free Cool Whip on it, and it's fantastic. It's so good. So, BBQ Shrimp Pizza. You're probably like, how do you have pizza? They make these gluten-free pizza crusts, and they sell them at Walmart, and I don't know, they're Mama somethings. I can't even remember the brand, but they come in like 2 little mini pizzas in a pack, and I make my own pizza. I take it out, I put Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, which is fat-free, on the crust, and then I put fat-free cheese, and then I put shrimp on top of that, and it is so good. And that's one of my favorite things to eat, is like an entire barbecue shrimp mini pizza by myself in one sitting. It's fantastic. Fried rice. You have to have gluten-free soy sauce, and you can't put egg yolks in it. I can't have egg yolks. You have to only put egg whites, but you can put all the vegetables you want in it, and it can be pretty bomb if you're craving, something that doesn't feel like you should be able to have it. Most recent find, I found out last week that I can have grilled chicken sandwiches from ChickFilA with their gluten-free bun, with their fat-free honey mustard. And the way they give it to you is they give it to you the bun in its own package, and then they have the stuff like the chicken, lettuce, and tomato on the side. So you assemble your sandwich yourself to avoid contamination. And I get the fat-free honey mustard, and I put it all over, and I make my own sandwich. And that was like probably the best meal I've had in so long, because it was really, really good. So ChickFilA is doing something right. If I want pancakes, I eat gluten-free Funfetti pancakes from Hungry Jack. They make the best pancakes. Honestly, they taste like regular pancakes. You can't go wrong. Get you some Hungry Jack Funfetti pancakes and you won't be sick. Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles. I eat a lot of Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles at night because sometimes I'm hungry but I don't want a full meal, like something really heavy, so I'll just eat cereal. And my camera just ran out of memory, which means I either have a really small memory card in here or I've been talking for way too long, which is more than likely what's happened, is I've talked your ears off and you don't even care at this point what my favorite foods are. So I'm going to make this short and to the point. The last few things I have on here are gluten-free mac and cheese, especially the Walmart brand. I don't know, you can fight me on this, but the Walmart brand is so much better than the Annie's brand. It's on point. Chips and salsa. They make baked Tostitos, and then the salsa has no fat in it, so you can eat like 17 baked Tostitos, and it's only like 3.5 grams of fat or something. So that's one of my favorite snacks. And then finally, when I'm traveling, one of my favorite things to eat is the Uncle Ben's chicken rice, because you can just throw it in the microwave at the hotel room and eat the whole thing, and then you don't have to worry about going find you something to eat or being difficult, and it makes life a lot easier if you just keep a couple of those on hand when you're traveling. Also, the little tuna creations packs are really good to travel with. But that's about it. That's all I have. This whole video is basically just because people keep asking me non-stop about my diet, and it gets so frustrating. It gets to the point where I want to claw my own ears off because I don't want to hear about it anymore, and I don't want to hear about how your life would be over if you had to deal with my diet, because you know what, my life would be over if I didn't have my diet. So if that puts things in perspective for you, that's how you should think about it. That's all I've got to say. Thank you guys for watching so much. I know I ramble a lot when I make these sit-down videos, but I will be coming out with Halloween videos soon. You know it's my favorite time of the year, so I'm going to do some makeup stuff and some special effects probably. I'm thinking about it. I'm cooking up here. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. So I will be back soon, and thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time in my next spoopy video.